Okay, welcome to a second part of our creating cartoon kind of environment. And one thing I notice when I create images, sometimes I just have an idea and we start creating, you decide to add more and more details, so you develop your story. Because every image you're creating, it is just the same as a story, it's a visual story. And many times the story is grow and actually develop way different from what you want to originally. For example, when I actually create my original image of this crocodiles things, I don't even think about crocodiles. I just want to create simple cartoon scenery. And as I develop it, more and more details will come up. So at one time I says, hey, it will be nice to put it crocodiles in the water. And so I'm open my poser and decide to create crocodiles from here. What I was using, it is developed by 3D University, Toon Crocodile, and you can get this one from the DAS 3D. It's where I downloaded. And what we're going to do is just slightly modify. So first we go ahead, so we have our crocodile here. We can go ahead, just slightly adjust it. This one, it's one crocodile that will be inside the water. And again, if you have it preset poses, you can do that way, or if you want it, you can just slightly adjusting them so it will be okay in a way, because he will be going in water, just looking like that. I'll just go ahead and readjust couple positioning for him. Okay, and we'll just go down this arm. I don't worry too much about the bottom because it will be hiding inside the water. So what I was right now try to look, it's this portion right on top when we cut off. So let's just leave it, maybe just tail. So it won't be look that boring. This is, I guess, good for first one. And again, same way, when you create other one positions for other ones, you can go ahead and when you're done, go ahead and files and save them as separate crocodiles. So let's go ahead. Example, we'll take this guy. When after you save, if you need create kind of other poses, just will modify. Anyway, we'll come back to these. Now I already pre-create some of those poses and save it, so let's go ahead, loaded them inside our scenery and positioning them. To do this, we'll go ahead to File and we'll start using Import Object option. Okay, we go ahead and here's my crocodiles, so I'll create first one. And again, we're using right now Poser. So if you don't have a Poser, you can import it from any other applications, Lightwave, Exercise, Cinema 4D, any other ones. With a Poser, it's have a better integration with the Vue. So we'll go ahead, I will leave it this after resize automatically. Couple things only what I want to change. One, if you have an option like I disable on mine that you can reposition inside the view, I don't like to do this. It's take too much of the computing power, and if you want to, you can always change that file inside the poser, and when you save, the actual view will recognize the file was changed and ask you if you want to update model. So I like to do this way. As well, right here I want to switch to the single frame because this we don't have any animation, and it will save a little bit memory. Okay, and leave it as a group figures as a single mesh, and just simple other options. It's help us to work a little bit better on handling memories issue. So let's go ahead, have it our first croc, and we'll just go put it right here. If you want, you can just slightly adjust it. Okay, let's go ahead and render. And right here is our one crocodile. Again, how I say, when I start creating, I put it one. I say, well, nice, we'll have it maybe second one somewhere around here, maybe. So we'll go ahead, import the other ones. And as well, when I start working, I'm saying, well, you know what, will be again very nice to have some crocodile, maybe, I don't know, lay down on a side of our island somewhere. We'll take this island and move it just a little bit closer. Okay, we'll place this one guy around here. Again, in this one example, I open his mouth, so he will look a little bit different. Okay, so let's go ahead and import the other ones. Okay, we have our third one. And again, when you start positioning them, it's all how you like it. Again, we can go back and after readjust them, depend how's everything will start looking. Okay, so go ahead, let's go import one more. And when I created fourth, I says, you know what, the islands is kind of empty, so how about if we create one crocodile that will have a position that he will look like he lay down somewhere on an island. So in this one, I created that way, so he'll look like he just lay down right here on island and have a little bit rest. Okay, again, when we now on island, let's open and click populate. So what is happening right now, because we have a decay need for an object and our crocodile lay down here, we'll just be sure that our tree do not cover him or doesn't grow over where he lay down. Okay, we can just also decrease slightly here, and let's preview. So in here we have our crocodile lay down, he's resting, and other one floating around. One thing, when you start creating composition, sometimes you notice all the balance of your picture, and for example, we have an interesting flow right here, the crocodiles floating, we have another small point of the right on the side. We're missing slightly something point maybe right around here, and when I say, hey, let's add some story to our pictures and let's add some funny crocodile that decide to fly on the balloons. So in this case, what I'm going to do is loaded another crocodile. Okay, that I kind of set his pose so he look like he hanging from somewhere. We'll just take him right here, going up, maybe rotating. So this guy is just floating, maybe a little bit over. Okay, and at this point, let's create a few balloons for him. So he doesn't just fall down, so he kind of floating. Okay, to do balloons, we'll do about same as we did with the trees. So we'll go ahead, create one of the sphere. We do have a little bit stretch on the sphere. Okay, next we need to create something that sphere will attach. So, and again, you can model and other things. This is just a very primitive modeling that we're going to do inside the view. So we have our sphere right here, and well, this is corners. This is will be kind of a belt that will go around our crocodile. So let's change this material, and we'll just go ahead, have some stripes radial. Okay, we have our balloon, and you know what, let's create for now just well signed red. We'll come back to this. And next we'll need to create some string. We'll go ahead, from our balloon. I'm saying just adjust positioning for a string. Okay, and we'll change this to the gray flat. So this is one balloon. Let's go ahead and replicate more. Before we do this, we need organize. So we'll create one of the layer. We'll call this islands, and we'll take our islands and move them to this folder. So we'll create another layer, and you know what, maybe we'll create one more after. We'll just call this crocs. We'll take all our crocodiles and we'll move them right here. We can also create one more and call it balloons. Okay, and we'll take our balloons. We'll just move it right here. I don't want to group them. The reason is why, because when we start creating balloons, some of them will have it kind of line up, but most of them won't have it. Example, let's go create one more, and if we create one just behind this, if you notice, we not necessarily want to have it lines going string right here, because we'll have it some other ones maybe up front of this kind of covering. So right here. Okay, and let's create a few more. Put it one on the back. So we'll just create massive lot of balloons. Create one right here. I think this is about right. Remember, our crocodile just maybe around here, so maybe this one's a little bit too many. We'll have it to some lines realignment. So we'll go to this just slight positioning. Again, let's go ahead and render. So right here we want to add more from this balloon maybe. Something like this one. Go ahead. Create one going from this one. Again, we don't need to do all. What we need just have it some few of them going around, so it's given us perception like we have it a bunch of lines right here. Okay, right now let's work on the materials for our balloons. We have our first red balloon, so we'll go ahead, open, and we'll leave it as red for this one. We'll go increase transparency, but also to create this more light and bright, we actually pop up luminosity and ambient. Okay, on this case, our balloon, if we look, it will be brighter and less shade around that. So let's go ahead, copy this material. We'll go to our other balloon and we'll paste. One thing, just let you know, when you create your image, remember always to save your work between. You never know what's happened, power go off or any other stuff happening. When you save your work, you always prevent from accident some happen, maybe destroying all your hours and hours of work. Okay, so we'll go ahead, open this balloon, and we go change a color. You can do a couple ways. One, you can go to color correction and just simply from here you can adjust and change your color. As well, you know what, we need to modify our highlights as well for our balloon. And for this one, I probably want to do maybe run this highlight. Okay, click OK. We'll go to our next balloon, base material, we edit, and you know what? If you want, you can go ahead and just click on a solid from here. We'll go to highlights again. Okay, maybe, you know what, just play around. Still have it as a dual, leave it white for this one. Okay, you know what, I want to actually modify highlights on our red one. Okay, again, we'll copy this one. We'll go to our next, we'll paste, and you know what, let's go switch this to the green one. Okay, we still have it one more. Whoops. We'll just leave this as a red one. Okay, again, this is just go ahead, set up different colors for our balloons. Okay, oops, wrong again, so we need to just paste it, and we'll go ahead and okay. So here we have a different balloons. We actually need to increase a little bit size on this line and maybe create a few more going right there. Okay, as well, maybe another balloon, darker blue right here will do better. So let's go ahead, select our original red balloon, just repositioning slightly right here. Yeah, it's look a little bit better. So again, with setup balloons, you can create different in a way you want it, how you like them going, different colors. Like example, I have this one yellow. I maybe want to copy, you know, and put it just on the side right here, so it just look a little bit nicer. Okay, I think generally it's all preset. Let's work on our atmospheres. To add depth to sometimes picture, you want to add maybe clouds or other things. So we'll go ahead, we'll select dissolving clouds. Let's go ahead, put them a little bit down. Again, we'll just position them right around here. We'll copy those clouds, and one trick what I'm going to do, I'm going to place some of those clouds close but up front of our the castle kind of. So on this case, if we can go preview right here, you have clouds, and placing these clouds below here, it will give it us semi-perspective, like this is way high above the clouds and just clouds below, this way. Okay, so let's just little bit rearrange them, some more clouds right here, and work a little bit on our sun position. So we'll have right here. Next, one thing what I like to do, it's creating a little bit more softness add to our sun. So we'll go ahead, and you will notice when we start rendering, shadows from our trees will give it a very smooth and nice look. Okay, now let's go to atmosphere editor, and in the atmosphere editor we go ahead, put it more to our sunlight. Go ahead on global illumination set. Maybe just slightly pop up our brightness. It will give it more emphasis on these highlights. Okay, and here's between points we need look. Okay, a bit more of the ambient so the light distributing is slightly better. Okay, let's go to our sky, and again, to create clean sky we want to have it a little bit on glow intensity, but we want to drop ground intensity, so we'll have it a little bit darker on the top. Okay, let's go ahead preview. If you feel like your clouds is a little bit still bit too dark, we can go ahead and go inside our clouds, open material editor, and go ahead and reduce density and opacity. So with opacity we'll have it much brighter and less these darker areas. Go ahead, render, and you can notice we have much lighter clouds right now. However, we're still hiding right here now our castle, so we need to readjust. So right at this point, and now let's take our other cloud and maybe move even more far away. Again, we can open and just reduce maybe density. So it's make a little bit nice and smoother. Again, with the clouds you can go ahead and play around more by yourself and see which one you like it better. If you like darker, again it's other mode of your animation or cartoon you try to do it. Okay, we want maybe pop up a little bit more on the brightness than this one. Let's go to the light. Overall increase our brightness of the image. We still probably ambient set to this point. Okay, now I'm ready to enable global radiosity, and you can notice when we start doing global radiosity all those dark sharp shadows will disappear because we'll have it lights bouncing from other objects. Okay, we're ready for this, and you know what, let's go ahead and render our preview image. Okay, so in our preview image we still need to work on ours. First, the sky look a little bit dirty. I want true blue kind of sky. Also the shadows, I do like the shadows, it's what called the crash black kind of, but it's not necessarily what we want. We want softer shadows, almost not so dirty looking. Okay, so let's go ahead to our atmosphere editor right now. We'll go more to ambient light. Okay, in that place we'll go ahead now inside sky fog, and we'll just drop down decay. So it will give it us much cleaner looking. And we also decrease a little bit on our haze. Okay, we can pop up quality on the skies, and again we can play a little bit on perspective, so it's give it a little bit haze more on our far away with the castle. Okay. Okay, as well, maybe work just a little bit on our balloons by increasing luminosity higher. So I want those balloons glowing a little bit more. Okay. In some cases we may want to increase at least to 50% on our transparency. Okay, So there you go. And let's go ahead, take our sun, and maybe just move it slightly. Okay, there one more things. When we go to our crocodile, floating or other things, sometimes you may notice the skin is a little bit too dark. So what you can do is go ahead inside effects and actually increase ambient luminosity on those part of the screen or part of the skin that you think that should be a little bit brighter. So you can control, which is very nice, you can control the textures that imported still be inside the wood to apply additional options to make it pop up a little bit better. Okay, yeah, we're almost done. A couple of things. Let's modify. We'll go ahead and you can increase the skylight dome if you want overall lighting. Let's put a little bit more towards sun actually. This point, okay, our sun right. We'll go check a couple other properties. Very good. Okay, also one thing, if any time you want to modify some different plants or other things, you always can go to your material right inside your ecosystem here and just go ahead and modify from here. Just for example, if you want to increase luminosity and brightness, so we can go ahead and work from inside. This is again, this is our trunk, if you remember, for the tree, so we can go that way and just also make it from here any modifications you wanted. Okay, so let's go ahead and make final render. And here's our final image. Of course, you can spend more time that we have it in our tutorials to readjust and make much smaller those lines, position them directly from here. So this is area you can work as well. Also, by manipulating a little bit more with the luminosity and ambient light on our object, we can make this shadows look much smoother, so not so that deep. But overall, this is kind of give you ideas in directions in a way to create more clean and cartoonish looking lights, so in the end we can achieve smoother and a nicer look. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember, visit us online is www.geekatplay.com.